This is the AirNetwork.net. Welcome to it. It is a Tuesday night, special night of wrestling at Huntington Area High School, where the once beaten Huntington Bearcats take the match tonight. They'll be taking on the Penns Valley Rams. And as always, welcome to bring him in on a special night. Chad State standing by, Huntington Area High School. Chad, how you doing?
Hey, Greg, we're doing good.
All right. Hey, tell us a little bit about what's happening with the Huntington Bearcats and what's happening tonight.
Okay, well, tonight Huntington will be wrestling the Penns Valley Rams. Huntington will enter tonight's match with a 10-1 dual meet record. Their only loss is coming to Saucon Valley at the Cheyenne Valley Duels, 36-33. Last time out, Huntington wrestled rival Mount Union and won 34-28 in what Coach John Mikan said was just an overall outstanding team effort. Penns Valley will be entering the meet with a 5-9 record. Last time they wrestled was last Thursday, where they lost to the Central Scarlet Dragons 48-22. Huntington also, coincidentally, wrestled at one of the toughest in-season tournaments called Escape the Rock at North Rock Center High School over the weekend. They finished 9th out of 46 teams, having Jacob Oliver finish 2nd, John Widener and Colin Glorioso finishing 4th, Seth Bainey finishing 5th, and Tyler Scott finishing 7th. Coach John Mikan said out of Tyler Scott that he's just now beginning to really start to come into his own, which is good news for this powerful Bearcat lineup. So tonight seems to be a little bit of a big, I should say a little bit, it seems to be a heavy advantage to Huntington, the way the meet should shake out. It looks like Penns Valley is going to forfeit two weights, 120 and 160, but Huntington's going to be without some firepower of their own. Normal 126-pounder Isaac Benson is under the weather and will not wrestle tonight, along with the top-ranked kid in the state at 170, Jacob Oliver. He will not wrestle tonight due to injuring his shoulder over the weekend. So a couple wrestlers out for the Bearcats, but Penns Valley also looks like they're not going to have a full slate either. So looks like the scales are going to heavily tip towards Huntington this evening if I had to make my predictions.
I mentioned that tonight is a special night. I believe it's senior night there at the high school, correct?
Tonight is senior night, where they honored the cheerleaders and the senior wrestlers. Senior wrestler of note that got honored tonight was Colin Glorioso. Colin leads all area wrestlers, I think even career-wise, with 147 wins. He will take his talents to Lock Haven University next year and wrestle for Coach Scott Moore and the Bald Eagles. I guess I'm going to Colin Glorioso is one of my favorites, considering I'm a graduate of Lock Haven myself. But yes, tonight was senior night, a very nice set of festivities, and we are about to get underway here pretty soon, as it looks like the Bearcats will be entering the gym here in the next minute or two to do a little bit of warm-ups, and then we'll head into the national anthem.
Let me ask you quickly, Chad, how did the Bearcats make out in that the Rock, at the Council Rock over the weekend?
They did extremely well. They finished 9th out of 46 teams. And when you look at that tournament, Greg, of those 46 teams, there is a lot of private schools. And I'm talking folks like, a lot of your Catholic schools end up entering into that.
Right.
As opposed to, your area schools. That makes it a lot tougher. Also, you weren't just dealing with teams from Pennsylvania. You were also dealing with teams from other states. Virginia, Delaware, and New Jersey were also entered into that. So it really makes it one of the toughest in-season tournaments in the state of Pennsylvania, and it's considered tougher than the King of the Mountain, where Huntington also did very well.
Tonight, Huntington taking on Penns Valley Rams. Anything on the Penns Valley Rams tonight, Chad, that you might know of?
No, other than that they are 5-9. Their two strongest wrestlers seem to be nestled in at 145 and 106. 106, Baylor Shunk. And at 145, Curtis Decker. Decker will take on Seth Bainey at 145, which should be a pretty marquee match. Seth Bainey coming off an outstanding effort, again, at that Escape the Rock, where he finished 5th. Out of, I think they had 19 or 20 kids in each weight class. So very, very deep brackets, and Seth did more than hold his own at that weight over the weekend.
Chad stays live from Huntington Area High School tonight on the airnetwork.net. Thanks for tuning in as Huntington gets set to take on Penns Valley Rams tonight in wrestling. As Chad mentioned, Huntington only losing one bout this season. They're now 10-1 as they go into tonight's match. By the way, Chad, real quick, do a little research. Huntington basketball celebrating 100 years last weekend at the high school. Check out how many years Huntington wrestling has been in effect. I believe it started in 64, but I'm not correct.
I want to say you're real close to that, and was it not started by Elwood Reese?
Exactly,
That's who I thought. Elwood being a state champion in his own right.
For Tyrone.
And then came over and kickstarted this program here in Huntington.
Right.
Where this season it is reaching brand new heights as far as dual meet wins and the potential of having multiple placers at states this year.
Right.
You're looking at maybe 4, 5, 6 kids that could place in the top 8 at Hershey this year on this team.
And that would be fantastic. What a legacy. Elwood Reese starting the program back in 64. And I only mention that because Jeff Speck reported into the Air Network the other night that there were 80 alumnus on hand for that celebration. Maybe we can bring back some of the old grapplers as we do a celebration maybe in a few years. That would be a lot of fun. As we get set for wrestling now, go ahead, Chad. Let me know when the national anthem is so we can crank it up for that. And give me a little idea of the atmosphere at Huntington High. Do they still turn down the lights and turn on the spotlights?
The spotlight is in the middle. They don't turn on all of the lights here, but they do dim it down a little bit.
Okay.
It's a nice crowd here tonight. I want to say you've got maybe somewhere in excess of 150, 200 people here tonight. So it's looking pretty healthy. A lot of kids out here to support their fellow classmates, and what should be a good evening for wrestling here at Huntington Area Gymnasium.
Well, that Penns Valley, Spring Mills, Bald Eagle area over there in Center County used to be a real rivalry. Is it still yet today a rivalry with Penns Valley?
Not so much. Huntington's pretty much dominated the series over the course of the last 4 or 5 years. So really not a lot. Even with Phillipsburg. Phillipsburg and Bald Eagle area aren't necessarily the teams that they used to be.
Right.
If you remember correctly, Greg, Bald Eagle area was one of the top teams in all of the state of Pennsylvania, and Phillipsburg was right with them. But they have seen some lean years come about here over the course of the last 4 or 5 years. A little bit untypical. Huntington, when you look at the powers in central Pennsylvania, it's kind of shifted. There's a lot of them that are sitting in District 5, including Chestnut Ridge.
Right.
Bedford has a really nice program. Mount Union and Huntington seem to be the class of District 6 AAA, but West Branch is coming off a really nice run last year. So, the tides are kind of turning to different schools now, and where the power is shifting. And Huntington's got a good, healthy program here. I think they have 60, 70 kids total all the way through elementary school. They invite the elementary school kids out here to kind of greet the varsity wrestlers coming onto the mat pre-match. So it's they're trying to keep them engaged, keep them doing what they need to do.
So the youth program is still strong in Huntington after all these years.
Very strong.
Yeah, nice feeder program. You had mentioned some of the District 6 schools, and I noticed that Chestnut Ridge is on the top of the heap in District 5. Is there any time in the year that Huntington would face Chestnut Ridge?
The only time they would face Chestnut Ridge would be in the state dual meet tournament, so to speak. They'll go through the districts and then they'll enter the states, and they kind of match up the regional teams before they get there. So that would be when they would beat Chestnut Ridge, potentially in that state tournament type of thing. Chestnut Ridge recently just got beat. They were the number 1 ranked dual team in the state of Pennsylvania at the AA level, but they are coming off of consecutive losses to Brookville, pretty much a powerhouse team, and then to Reynolds as well. And everybody who follows wrestling knows that Reynolds is just an absolutely tremendous program.
Chad stays live from Huntington High School as we get set for Penns Valley. Coming into Huntington to take on the once-beaten Huntington Bearcats tonight. Chad, we missed a Clearfield match because of the weather. Now, that has been rescheduled, I understand?
Yeah, for February 4th.
Okay, and we will take advantage and hopefully have that on the air for you here on the airnetwork.net. Meanwhile, we just want to kind of have everybody stand by as we get set. Here it is senior night as they've introduced some of the senior wrestlers. You had mentioned Colin Glorioso, I believe you said. Are there any other seniors on that squad, by the way, Chad?
Yeah, you would have senior John Wagner.
Okay.
And how can I be remiss to talk about him? John's a returning state place winner.
Right.
And also finished 4th at Escape the Rock. I'm not sure what John's future plans are, but John's an outstanding football player, outstanding baseball player, and wrestler. So, John's got a lot of options whenever he gets out of here. We also have senior Logan Fisher. Logan will be wrestling either 195 or 220 tonight, as Huntington's kind of shuffling the deck a little bit due to the Jacob Oliver injury at 170. But Logan, again, one of those three sports stars for the Bearcats this year, playing football and also playing baseball whenever it comes springtime.
Fantastic. It's the airnetwork.net. We are live tonight from Huntington High School, getting set for Penns Valley Huntington Wrestling. Thanks for joining us along the internet online and also your mobile apps on TuneIn Radio worldwide. I'm Greg Banks in the studio. We have been bringing you some Huntington wrestling matches throughout the year. We hope to bring you some postseason action in District 6, as well as the dual meets, and perhaps we get to the States. We'd love to bring that to you. We'll have some additional programming on the air with Huntington boys and girls basketball, in addition to some other plans that we have. So thank you for joining us here on the airnetwork.net. By the way, don't forget Monday nights live on the air each Monday night from 7 to 8. Live local, regional, and national talk. It's called Monday Night Sports Talk. Join yours truly, Greg Banks, along with Dave Shannon from Altoona and Chad States, oftentimes from Huntington, as we bring you, of course, opinions and opine and discuss sports throughout the nation, matter of fact. Last night, interesting show about, of course, the Pittsburgh Steelers losing against Denver. And, of course, we did the NFC and AFC matchups. Penn State Wrestling, by the way, in the news again. Of course, this year, they've already gone kind of undefeated, and they look like they're to dominate nationally. Chad is our expert when it comes to wrestling, so oftentimes we talk to him on Monday nights and Monday Night Sports Talk about Penn State. But see the other night that Penn State Nittany Lions defeated Nebraska rather handily. Meanwhile, Chad is standing by, Huntington Area High School. We hope to bring you more sports and, of course, more information coming up throughout the new year here on the airnetwork.net. Stick around. Chad States with all the action of Bearcat Wrestling coming up in just a few moments here on the airnetwork.net. This is the airnetwork.net. Welcome to Tuesday evening, of course, with sports from Huntington Area High School live. It'll be Penns Valley Rams taking on the Huntington Matt Cats tonight. Matt Cats, by the way, only losing one match this season and looking rather great in many of the tournaments that they've had. I am Greg Banks in the studio. Chad States, by the way, live at the high school this evening. He'll bring us all the action. Wanted to make mention of our broadcast. Thank you to the alumnus from the class of 69 and 72 who have donated some money so that we can pay our fees. And, of course, if you'd like to get involved in that by helping us maybe get into the postseason and paying the PIAA their fees to do the broadcast and, of course, other network fees, we'll give you an email here throughout the evening. You can basically send that to gbanks9170 at Comcast.net if you like to get involved in making small contribution, $5, $10, whatever. Maybe you're an alumnus, or perhaps you might even be a former wrestler or basketball player. Send your request to gbanks9170 at Comcast.net and send your phone number, and we'll hook you up and acknowledge you on our next sporting event, whether it's basketball, boys or girls, or even wrestling. Also want to say hi and thank you to Images Print Shop in downtown Huntingdon for providing support this season for our broadcast. And also, by the way, our fine folks and friends who will be opening up again soon, the Huntingdon County Drop-In Center. They're the advocates for those that need help and socialization, recreation in the mental health field. Those guys will be coming back to the Huntingdon County Drop-In Center, we understand, in the next couple of days. So that's some good news. They're at 512 Washington Street in downtown Huntingdon. By the way, don't forget the next Fresh Express food distribution, by the way, and it's free, is coming up on Wednesday, January 27th. That's Wednesday, January 27th at the Huntingdon County Drop-In Center right there on Washington Street. Also, I want to thank some of our friends from Pennswoods.net. They're one of our major sports sponsors, whether we're doing Altoona, Johnstown, or even Huntingdon sports. Pennswoods.net, that's where you can buy, sell, trade, or anything you want to your heart's desire. Within limits, of course, at Pennswoods.net. And they're free classified, so keep that in mind. And it's all, of course, courtesy of our friends at Pennswoods.net. I want to say hi to Chris Snyder and his crew as well. Chad State standing by. Chad, let me know when you're ready. We'll get that first match on the air here. Penns Valley Rams taking on the Huntingdon Bearcats tonight. Live from Huntingdon Area High School. As we anticipate what should be maybe a kind of a short match. As Chad mentioned, we have a couple of forfeits coming up right off the bat. But we look forward to bringing that to you live online at theairnetwork.net. Or, hey, you might be listening to us tonight in Montana, North Carolina, wherever our Huntingdon alumnus might be. You can always download that free app on your phone or any mobile device. It's called TuneIn Radio. And all you have to do is just go and search for The Air Network, AIR Network. We're heard worldwide. And much to my surprise, we have some alumnus living overseas. So when I hear from somebody in Sweden, I'm like, dude, why would you go to Sweden from Huntingdon, of all places? All right, Chad, I don't know if you're online with us, but let us know what's going on at the high school. We'd be more than happy to see what's shaking.
Hey, Greg, welcome back.
Well, thank you, sir. What have you been doing and what's going on?
We just had the national anthem, and now we have lineups being announced. It's the Lightford Gym here at Huntington Gymnasium, and we are, within the next minute or so, ready to wrestle here at Huntington Area High School.
All right, Chad State's Huntingdon High School, Penns Valley versus Huntingdon Wrestlers. Take it away, Chad.
Thank you, and good evening. Tonight, we will see the Huntingdon Bearcats versus the Penns Valley Rams. At 106 pounds for the Bearcats will be Hunter Roan. He will go against Penns Valley's Baylor Schunk. At 113 pounds, we'll have Jacob Wagner for the Bearcats versus Darren Urich. At 120 pounds, Dylan Grubb for the Bearcats will receive a forfeit. At 126 pounds, we will have Warren Shope versus Jeremiah Manning. At 132, we will have PIAA State Place winner Colin Glorioso for the Bearcats. He will go against Jason Tickner. 138 pounds, Tyler Scott versus Isaac Bailey. 145, Seth Bainey, returning PIAA qualifier versus Curtis Decker in what should be the match of the night. At 152 pounds, we will have senior John Wagner or junior Joey Bailey versus Jared Hurd for the Penns Valley Rams. At 160 pounds, we will have Braden Node accepting a forfeit for the Cats, as Penns Valley will be unable to put anybody at the mat. At 170 pounds, Drew Simpson for Huntington will go against Carl Munt. At 182 pounds, Alex Mikett for Huntington will go against Alan Kane for the Penns Valley Rams. At 195 pounds, we can have one or two Fishers. Either Logan or Landon Fisher will go at 195 pounds against Corey Remy of Penns Valley. And at 220, we'll have the other Fisher, whichever one doesn't go at 195, Logan or Landon, will go against Jared Bressler. And at heavyweight, we'll have Brady Shope versus Logan Johnson. So that's what we're looking at as far as the lineups go. The wrestlers are out in the center of the mat. Coin flip is away, and we're about ready to head into action as we'll see what weight we start at. We are starting tonight at 113 pounds. That will be freshman Jacob Wagner versus Darren Urick of Penns Valley. Huntington coming out in their white singlets. Penns Valley in their navy blue and white. Clapping as Jacob Wagner enters the mat. They head over to the scores table, and we are about ready to get underway. Again, you are listening to Huntington Bearcat Wrestling on the airnetwork.net. And we're moments away from action, and here we go. We are ready to go at 113 pounds. Both wrestlers tied up in the center of the mat. Doing a little bit of hand fighting here, back and forth, trying to jockey for position now. Wagner in heavy on the head of Urick, trying to pull him down a little bit, trying to do a snap down. Urick kind of backs away from him now. First period, 1 minute, 37 seconds to go. It looks like still on the head tie now. Urick tries to drag through with his arm, unable to complete the action. Both wrestlers still in the center of the mat, kind of battling back and forth, slapping each other's heads, grabbing the elbows. Urick looking for an arm drag as he's in on Jacob Wagner's left arm, trying to pull him in, but Wagner never go. There's a shot attempt by Wagner out of bounds near the scorer's table. 1:13 to go, period number 1. No score here at 113 pounds. Wagner and Urick again back here in the middle as the referee starts the action. Again, a real nice crowd here tonight. Good support for this program, as Huntington is really one of the better teams that you're going to find in AA this year. 51 seconds to go, period number 1. The rest are really gaining the advantage over the other ones. They're both sort of still tied up here out at the center of the mat. There's a shot attempt by Wagner. He's in on the left leg of Urick, deep in the left leg. Urick tries to flip out. He puts a whizzer in. No takedown given yet to Wagner. It's a nice whizzer attempt there by Urick. Now he tries to spin it around, but Wagner's now really deep in as he brings Urick up to his feet. Urick hopping around on one leg. Wagner trying to drag him back in off of the edge of the mat. 20 seconds to go here, period number 1. Wagner looking to complete the takedown attempt, but Urick doing a really good job and was able to fight that off. Nice whizzer attempt here by Urick here at the near side of the mat, able to fight off the takedown attempt by Wagner. So he was really deep on the left leg, just unable to complete the shot. 10 seconds to go, period number 1, 0-0 your score. Wagner versus Urick of Penns Valley. Both wrestlers tied up on the mat. That's how your period is going to end. Looks like it's going to be Wagner's choice. He is going to defer, and Urick will take bottom here to begin period number 2. So no score in period number 1. Jacob Wagner versus Darren Urick of Penns Valley. Wagner on top. Pretty high on top, trying to throw in legs now. He's trying to tilt Urick over. He's got a nice arm bar, trying to work him over. Wagner's got legs in. Nice arm bar on the left hand. On his Urick's left arm. Now Wagner's starting to get a little bit too high. Releases the legs, but he's trying to work on top and try to get Urick tilted over for some near fall points. Center of the mat. Urick's still parallel, so nothing given right now, but he's not able to get out of Wagner's hold as he pretty much has a really nice grip on it. Now there's a roll through by Urick, and now Wagner's still able to maintain control. Now trying to put the arm back over top of Wagner. He's not able to do so. Urick bellies out on the mat here. 1 minute to go, period number 2. Wagner going to work on top. See if he can get Urick turned here. Urick fighting up to his knees, but really not getting much further up than that as Wagner's really hammering him up on top. Now Wagner dips off to the side. Now he throws in legs. He's going to try to again get Urick turned over here. 30 seconds to go, period number 2. Still 0-0 your score. Again, in high school wrestling, there's no riding time like there is in college, so all this riding time is just meant for Wagner to try to get an advantage. Now we have a one-point penalty awarded to Penns Valley for a potentially dangerous move from Jacob Wagner as he was looking on the arm a little bit too much, and the referee saw something wrong with that. Awarded Buick with a penalty point, and that's a big penalty point in a tight match like this. Wagner got flipped over on his back. He got a reversal by Urick, and Wagner is getting points counted against him, and now tries to roll through and does. But there are near fall points going to be awarded to Urick here. 2 seconds to go, period number 2. We got a reversal and 3 back points. So Urick's going to go into period number 3 with a 6-0 score. Wagner was really going to work on Urick there, but that illegal move kind of shifted what Wagner was doing. He tried to go on a tilt, but was unable to do so. So he's going to start period number 3, down 6-0. $1:50 to go. Wagner's got a lot of work to do to get back into this match. Both wrestlers tied up in the middle. Still no advantage right now as both wrestlers are tied up, hooking up on elbows. Trying to work with her, trying to get good head position here to maybe try to do a drag through or whatever. 1:20 to go, and Wagner wants to do something. He's going to have to get real active, and there's a takedown attempt by Urick as he tries to scoot around the back of Wagner. Wagner holding on to Urick's left leg, and Urick's unable to convert the takedown. 1 minute to go, though, so Wagner's got a mountain of work to do here if he wants to try to pull out this victory. He's almost got to go for a pin now, some sort, or a big move or big throw to get Urick over to his back. 51 seconds to go, period number 3. Freshman Jacob Wagner down 6-0 here in the first bout of the evening. Both wrestlers neutral in the center of the mat. Wagner now down to a knee. Urick is really controlling the head of Wagner right now and really putting a lot of weight on it. Now Urick trying to turn Wagner over his back, scoot around for a near side cradle here attempt by Urick. He's trying to hook it up, and Wagner's able to fight out of that. But if he's able to fight out a takedown, he's not, as Urick's going to be able to convert the takedown and go up 8-0 now, and now get some back points on Wagner as he's going to push this out to looks like what's going to end up being an 11-0 major if he doesn't pin him here in 10 seconds as Wagner's back is exposed to the mat. 10 seconds to go here, period number 3, and Wagner is in all kinds of trouble in the center of the mat here in Huntington. He's really doing a good job of fighting this off, and he's able to fight off the pin, but we're going to have 3 back points and an 11-0 victory for Darren Urick. Somewhat of an upset, I would say, although I'm not familiar with Urick. But Wagner has been wrestling very well up to this time period. So for him to come out of there with no points after what was pretty much a dominating performance in the second period as he was holding Urick down, most of it, but that penalty point seemed to change Wagner's way of thinking, and he just got into trouble from that point forward. So 11-0 major would push the score to 4-0. Dylan Grubb out for Huntington, 120 pounds, accepts the forfeit, so Huntington will jump out to a 6-4 lead. We will now move over to 126 pounds as Warren Shope will take on Jeremiah Manning of Penns Valley. So your team score throughout all that is 6-4, a 4-0 major for Darren Urick, an 11-0 major for Darren Urick, to push the team score out to 4-0, and then a quick forfeit for Dylan Grubb of Huntington to move the team score to 6-4. So period number 1 is going to end 0-0 at 126 pounds. Warren Shope again against Jeremiah Manning of Penns Valley. Both wrestlers will begin neutral as it was. So whose decision was. There's Manning in on the shot attempt to Shope. Shope doing a good job again of fighting this off as he gets real low and grabs onto the left leg of Manning, but he's going to be able to finish this one out. Nope, still is. Manning trying to scoot around to the back of Shope, but unable to as Shope's able to hold a good base there and prevent Manning from getting around him. 1:33 to go. Period number 2, 0-0 your score. So Show providing all the action initially, and Manning trying to do a counter off of it, but unable to get around the back of Shope. And neither rush. There's another shot attempt by Shope, as Manning's really not doing a whole heck of a lot other than just trying to react to what Shope is doing here. Again, Manning sprawls back out, and Shope unable to convert the takedown attempt. So that's 4 or 5 shots from Shope that Manning's just able to do a sprawl, get out of it, but unable to convert any counterattacks on his own. Both rushers go out of bounds near the scorer's table. 0-0 your score, 6-4 your team score in favor of the Bearcats. Shope on another single leg attempt. Deep this time, and able to keep Manning on his feet, and he's going to convert this time. That's a nice single leg takedown by Warren Shope, as he's able to keep Manning on his feet and then drop him over on the far side of the mat for 2 points. So a really good job of perseverance there by Shope, as he's able to jump out to the 2-0 score here in the second period. That's a big takedown. It's a really big takedown from Warren Shope. It's going to give him all the confidence in the world, I think, moving forward this season. He worked at it, he worked for it, and finally was able to convert. And he's going down, and the referee's going to start the action again here. Manning quickly to his feet and able to break out for the 1-point escape. So Manning really firing up to his feet there, as Warren Shope's able to hold him down for any time period. 20 seconds to go, period number 2. 2-1 your score in favor of Shope. Now there's a takedown jump by Manning, who's able to convert. He's going to jump out for a 3-2 lead, as it's kind of a weak takedown attempt, but Shope kind of fell down there, and Manning kind of fell on top of him, if you want to call it that. So 3-2 your score here. 6 seconds to go, period number 2. Manning out to a 3-2 lead for Penns Valley. He's just going to ride Shope out here for the end of the second period. That's the end of period number 2 at 126 pounds. Tonight's Bearcat broadcast on the Air Network is brought to you by Images Print Shop in downtown Huntington. For a variety of print services, including brochures, newsletters, business cards, and business forms, and more, at Images Print Shop provides you with quality print services or web hosting. Call Images Print Shop at 643-1796. Weekdays from 9 a.m. or Images Print Shop in downtown Huntington. We'll escape there by Warren Shope, or an attempt escape by Warren Shope. He is not able to get out. I'm sorry, it was another escape by Manning, who was able to take the down position. He's out to a 4-2 lead. Shope with a shot attempt on Manning's right leg. Manning able to sprawl out of that. So we got a 42 bout score here at 126 pounds. Jeremiah Manning out in front of Warren Shope. 1:20 to go, third period. Again, most of the action tonight provided by Shope, and there's going to be Manning trying to spin around to the back end of Shope. Shope doing a good job of holding his face as he's down on a knee. Now both rushers get to their feet here in the middle of the mat, and Shope's going to have to go to work. Now he's in on a quick single leg takedown, and Shope's really been the one who's been forcing the action. I'm surprised the stall call has not happened here, as Manning's really not taking too many shots of his own. Saved one that really wasn't a shot that he was able to convert. So 42 your score, 30 seconds left to go, period number 3, in favor of Jeremiah Manning of Penns Valley. And Manning just kind of walked himself off of the mat there. So, again, I'm not really quite sure what the referee's seeing, but there should be at least a stall calling here on Manning, as he's really not done a whole heck of a lot this match at all. The one takedown attempt that he does have was, again, a pretty weak one at that. So 30 seconds left to go, period number 3. Shope's going to have to go to work and try to get something to convert. There he is on another shot attempt. Manning trying to scoot around to the back, and both wrestlers out of bounds. So no takedown attempt from Manning is considered out of bounds by the referee, and will return back to the center match at neutral. 4-2. Getting a little bit loud here. Shope in another shot attempt, and Manning able to try to spin around. Shope bends out and 11 seconds to go, as Manning is sprawled back and Shope is unable to convert. 10 seconds left to go. Let's see if Shope has another shot in him here. So he's really been the one who's dominated the action, and Manning's just kind of went defensive the whole match. Again, really not providing any offense of his own, and Manning's going to walk out of here with a 4-2 victory over Warren Shope. Warren Shope shouldn't hang his head on that one, as he really did a heck of a good job of trying to put points on the board and was just unable to convert. So that's going to be a 4-2 win for Jeremiah Manning, and it will make your team score should be 7-6 in favor of Penns Valley as we will move to 132 pounds. And Colin Glorioso for the Bearcats against Jason Tickner. Glorioso coming into the match. Again, he is a Lock Haven University recruit. He'll take his talents to that fine institution next year and wrestle for Coach Scotty Moore. There's Glorioso in on a quick double leg takedown, now trying to turn Tickner over. He's looking for a near side cradle hook up. He's got the cradle hook up, and now we've got a 3 count, ear fall points, and he's got this one pretty tight as Tickner is on his back, and Glorioso has this one locked up, and Tickner trying to fight out and does, but Glorioso real quick back into it. Referee still holding 3 as Tickner's back is really not left the mat yet. Glorioso still in control, trying to get Tickner rolled over, and there he does. And we should be seeing a foul here at any second, folks, as Glorioso has Tickner in all kinds of trouble. And it's going to come. Let's just wait here. I don't know really what the ref's seen as he looks to be flat to me. He's holding 3 down, so 5-point move for Glorioso. Now Tickner rolls through, is able to belly out. Glorioso quickly back to work for 2 more as he got the cradle hooked up again. And there's the fall at 1 minute and 3 seconds for Colin Glorioso over Jason Tickner of Penns Valley. That will give Glorioso his 148th win of his illustrious career here at Huntington Area High School, and it will let their team score to 12-7 in favor of the Bearcats. Next bout will be 138 pounds, Tyler Scott versus Isaac Beerley. Tyler coming off an outstanding tournament to escape the Rock as he finished 7th, and I believe he was unseeded for that tournament. Again, the Escape the Rock tournament councils Rock South this weekend is one of the toughest in-state tournaments you're going to find, not just in the state of Pennsylvania, but in the nation, as there are many private universities there, private institutions there, and high schools from all over I should say from all over the United States, but from other states as well. Teams from Virginia, Delaware, Maryland, Pennsylvania. So it's a loaded field, and Huntington able to finish 9th out of 46. 30 to go here, period number 1. Tyler Scott versus Isaac Beerley. The wrestlers here in the center of the mat, tied up. Now working towards the edge as both of them have their elbows, trying to do a potential drag through. 1:18 to go, period number 1. And Coach Mike was really pleased with Scott's effort over the weekend as he really wrestled a tough tournament and performed well above where he was seeded to be there. And that bodes well for this Huntington Bearcat team moving forward. If he is able to get rolling, it's really going to spell success for Huntington moving forward. Scott on a takedown near the far side of the mat. Not really quite sure why the referee so long to award that 2 points as he had control of Beerley. The referee a little bit hesitant to be able to award that as Coach Mike was really bellowing out because that was 2. But the ref was kind of a little bit late in giving that call, but he officially did. And now Scott's going to work on top of Beerley as he's trying to hook up a cradle of his own. Get Beerley exposed over here. Now he flips over. Beerley trying to go heavy on the head. Now he's got a hold of the ankle and then underneath the chin of Beerley. So trying to look for that cradle hook up. Now he's got Beerley bellied out here in the center of the mat. Again, Scott looking to try to get some near fall points out of this as he's trying to work Beerley over, Beerley up to his knees, and then Scott quickly breaking him down and not letting him get anywhere. And that's one of the nicer things you're seeing on the Huntington program is these guys are good mat wrestlers. They're able to take control on top. I know Victor Flagman ended up losing that match at 113 pounds, but for most of the entire second period, he was in total control until he started trying to throw in some moves there that kind of got him in a little bit of a dangerous spot. But these Huntington wrestlers, they are really good mat wrestlers, so to speak. And you don't see that throughout a whole entire lineup at the high school level very often. So Coach Mike and as assistant coach Eric Shea doing a really nice job of getting these guys prepared. As we enter period number 2, Tyler Scott out to a 2-0 lead as Isaac Beerley will take the bottom position and try to get the escape. But Tyler Scott doing a really good job of breaking it down and trying to make sure that Beerley isn't going anywhere here. Beerley again bellied out on the edge of the mat as Scott in with a heavy tight waist and trying to run a half Nelson on Beerley. Beerley really just kind of not doing a whole heck of a lot of anything. Scott is pretty much dominating him on top here at this point in time. 1:15 to go. Period number 2. Again, Tyler Scott out to a 2-0 lead thanks to a takedown in the first period. And Scott trying to throw in legs and get heavy on top of Beerley as they ride out of bounds. 1 minute to go, period number 2. Then your team score, Huntington 12, Penns Valley 7. And Penns Valley will put themselves in a little bit of a hole this evening as they will forfeit 2 matches. One we already saw at 120 pounds, and the next one will be at 160. We are at 138 pounds. Again, junior Tyler Scott of Huntington, the Southwest Regional qualifier last year. Had really an outstanding sophomore year. Coming on real late for the Bearcats to help them capture the District 6 tournament. There's Scott trying to get a rollover attempt on Beerley. Got a quick count to the ref, but not enough to award back points. 30 seconds left to go. I would imagine that Scott's going to make sure that Beerley doesn't even remotely see that escape this period, as he wants to keep this in a 2-0 score right into period number 3. 20 seconds left to go. Scott in control on the far side of the mat. As now he's trying to tilt Beerley over. Now he's getting a count as he's rolled over Bailey. Now he's got 3 near fall points coming up. Nope, he's holding 2. And Beerley rolls back over. 2 near fall points, not 3s. He was only able to get to 4 count. And Beerley with an escape attempt here at the end, but unable to do so. And Tyler Scott's going to roll into the third period up 4-0 over Isaac Beerley of Penns Valley. Scott will take down to begin period number 3. Again, you're listening to Huntington Bearcat Wrestling on the airnetwork.net. Referee signals action, and we are underway as Scott's quickly to his feet, and now Alpha looking to escape. So again, we're looking at Beerley really going to have to go to work here in the third period, and he has not even produced 1 single shot. Beerley drops down to a knee, as again, both wrestlers are tied up here, doing some hand ties here in the middle of the mat. But Tyler Scott in total control of this thing. 5-0 to score. Scott now trying to chin wizard to get underneath for a throw and unable to do so. He's unable to convert. The pressure's back to the beginning of the center of the mat. And now another chin wizard attempt by Scott, but unable to convert. He seems pretty content as to right where he's at. He's just trying to see if he can work over Beerley. He's trying to go upper body with Beerley and try to get him down to the mat that way. But Scott pretty content out here with a 5-0 lead, knowing that Beerley really hasn't done anything at all to try to puncture the defense of what Tyler Scott is. Now there's a quick duck under attempt by Scott. Nice fight off by Beerley that time period. And that's a nice time to carry and a roll through for Tyler Scott as he's able to get a takedown and able to get Beerley quickly to his back and Beerley able to roll through. So now we're out to a 7-0 lead. It was a really nice move with Tyler Scott there. As a fireman's carry at the top of the shoulder, duck under type move that he's able to get 2 points and pretty much self this way. Now he's trying to get Beerley over to his back and unable to far side of the mat. Both wrestlers go out of bounds. 7-0 to score in favor of Tyler Scott of Huntington. 23 seconds left to go. Period number 3. Scott able to break Beerley down here in the center of the mat. And Try to tilt him a little bit. No, not going to work. He's just going to be content with 10 seconds to go. Fairly bellied out completely. Now trying to get to his knees. And Scott's going to allow him to do that. But that's about it. Nope, going to break him down. Scott trying to really go arm bar with him. He's getting tilted over here for a couple more to try to get the major, but unable to do so. And Scott's going to win this one 7-0. There's a little bit of a shove there by Beerley at the end, and I'm quite surprised that a team point wasn't taken away from that because they're allowed to shove another wrestler. So let's see what happens here as referee can control this one quickly if he doesn't do anything, but he didn't check the turn down yesterday. So Tyler Scott's going to win, and Huntington's going to go out to a 15-7 team score lead. We'll now move to 145 pounds. It'll be, it looks like they're going to wrestle Trent Schaefer at 145 pounds tonight instead of Seth Bainey. So it's Curtis Decker, Penn Valley versus senior Trent Schaefer. Another one of those scrappy kids that are on the team. Decker in on a quick single leg attempt and a takedown of Schaefer. So Bainey not getting the call tonight. Means Bainey might end up going at 152 as we see as Huntington starts to bump their lineup. Again, junior 170-pounder Jacob Oliver out with a shoulder injury, and it's going to bump around some kids in the weight tonight. So it looks like Schaefer trying to get out for the escape. Decker having none of it, and Schaefer gets to his feet. Gets the fight off. Decker putting him back down to the mat. One thing, if you've watched Schaefer wrestle, he's going to give you 100% all the time. He has a very high motor. There's Decker on a double leg takedown, and what we call a freight train double, and he takes him down. So it's going to be a 4-1 score. 1 minute to go, period number 1. Decker of Penns Valley out to a 4-1 score. Now he's got Schaefer in trouble here as he's trying to get him over to his back, unable to do so. Schaefer able to roll through, exposed for a 1 count, and that's it. Now here goes Decker trying to roll him up, and he's got Schaefer in all kinds of trouble now. So he's got a 3 count, 3 near fall points, and Schaefer is flat, and we're going to get a fall at 1 minute and 20 seconds for Curtis Decker of Penns Valley. So there's the fall for Penns Valley's Curtis Decker at 1 minute and 20 seconds over senior Trent Schaefer. So now we're going to see what happens with the Huntington lineup as normal 152-pounder John Wagner would be here, but it looks like we're going to have Seth Bainey at 152 pounds. He is going to go up against Jared Hurd of Penns Valley. So Bainey of Huntington versus Hurd of Penns Valley. 15-13 your score by virtue of that pin, so a little bit of a tight race here. Again, Huntington without 2 starters tonight. Isaac Benson at 126 pounds and Jacob Oliver at 170. So it's causing Coach Micah to modify his lineup here as he goes along. Seth Bainey bumped up to 152. And both wrestlers tied out here to the center of the mat as Bainey is heavy on Hurd's head and trying to get him broken down as they go out of the mat. 1:20 to go, period number 1. Bainey coming off an outstanding performance at the Escape from Rock tournament where he finished 5th at 145 pounds. And just an outstanding performance by him out there to help propel Huntington to that 9th place finish. Again, out of 46 teams out there, teams from 3 or 4 different states. There's a trip attempt by Bainey as he's trying to get that initial takedown for Huntington. That initial takedown so big in the sport of wrestling. If you're able to get that 2-0 lead, it really kind of puts the pressure on the other guy to try to get back into the match. 0-0 your score, 40 seconds to go here, period number 1. Bainey of Huntington versus Hurd of Penns Valley. Both wrestlers still tied up here. There's a weak shot attempt by Hurd on the far side of the mat as he tries to go into the legs of Bainey, but both wrestlers go out of bounds. So Nothing awarded there, and Bainey just kind of stood his ground and kind of acted like, I don't think you're going to be able to do that to me today. So Bainey clearly the bigger of the two wrestlers out here. It's a nice headlock attempt. There's a headlock by Bainey, taking Hurd straight to his back. He's going to get 2 points for a takedown. Try to see if there was any near fall points. Yep, he's holding 2 near fall points, and Bainey's got Hurd in all kinds of trouble as he has him stacked up back to the mat. He got 3 near fall points coming up for Bainey as he hit a 5-point move on a standing headlock and he's able to drop Hurd down to his back. And we're going to begin period number 2 with Bainey out to a 5-0 lead, and Hurd is going to take the bottom. Tonight's Bearcat broadcast has been underwritten by the Huntington High School alumnus throughout the nation. Huntington High School has provided our alums with quality education through our developing years, and for that we are grateful and remain lifelong Bearcat fans. From the class of 1969 and 1972, go Cats! Continued success now and in the future. Again, we are at 152 pounds here at Huntington Area High School, Huntington versus Penns Valley. Team score is Huntington 15, Penns Valley 13. Seth Bainey versus Jared Hurd of Penns Valley. Bainey, just a junior. PIAA qualifier last year, winning 2 matches out of states. Just barely missing out on the medal stands. He had an outstanding tournament last year and an outstanding postseason for the Bearcats. There's Bainey breaking down Hurd once again as he's trying to ride up on top and throwing the legs and try to work Hurd over to his back and get the fall here. That pin would be big for Huntington to try to stretch out this lead. Again, just to recap the scoring so far, 113 pounds, Darren Hurick of Penns Valley, the major decision over Jacob Wagner at 113. Dylan Grubb receiving a forfeit at 120 pounds for Huntington, making her team score 6-4 at that point in time. But then Jeremiah Manning comes out, is able to take care of Warren Shope despite not really getting any takedowns, but he gets a 4-2 victory. At 132 pounds, Colin Glorioso with the fall in 1 minute and 3 seconds over Jason Tickner. At 138, Tyler Scott boasts the lead for Huntington as he's able to run to a 7-0 lead over Isaac Beerley. And then in the 145 pounds, just moments ago, Curtis Decker of Penns Valley with the fall in 1 minute and 20 over Trent Schaefer. We are at 152 pounds, 30 seconds left to go here in period number 2. Bainey's still out to a 5-0 lead as he's been riding hard on Hurd the whole second period. Hurd now after his feet trying to get out for an escape. And Bainey able to use his underhooks and be able to hold him off and keep him down here. 20 seconds left to go. Period number 2. Referee now directs Bainey to take the top position. He's going to say caution on Bainey as he gets a start here a little bit early. Takes him back again, and here we go now. Bainey sits down. Ride through now. Hurd with potential reversal, but Bainey having none of it is able to go ahead and regain control and get a nice tight waist on her. Now Bainey in for what is like cradle attempt, and he's able to hook up the cradle. We got near fall points being counted here. 2 seconds left to go, 1 second left to go, and we're going to get 3 more near fall points for Seth Bainey of Huntington, and he's going to stretch us out to an 8-0 lead to begin period number 3. So Bainey's going to take down. It's his choice in period number 1, or it's his choice in period number 3. And Jared Hurd on a tight waist as he breaks Bainey down in the middle of the mat. Bainey 8 score, so he has the major in hand. He's got a hold of Hurd's ankles, and he's trying to come through to get the escape and try to stack up Manning's back. Unable to do so as Manning's able to get back out on top and break Bainey down. 1:20 to go. Period number 3. Again, Bainey out to an 8-0 lead, and Hurd's really going to have to try to something here to get back into this match, as it's 8-0, and he's not just going to be able to ride Bainey out on top. He's going to have to try to turn him over, and I don't think he's capable of doing that. So Hurd's really going to have to throw out his bag of tricks here and hope that Bainey slips up and makes a mistake. There's the one-point escape for Bainey. He's able to get quickly out to his feet. 1:12 to go, period number 3. Wrestlers are neutral at the center of the mat. Bainey's in on the wrist of Hurd, trying to do an arm drag through. Both wrestlers still neutral. 50 seconds left to go, period number 3. 9-0 your score in favor of Seth Bainey of Huntington. There's Bainey with a weak shot attempt on Hurd. Will be able to fight that off, and he will out of bounds. 43 seconds left to go, period number 3. Again, Bainey, one of those kids that has PIAA aspirations this year for sure. I'm not saying that he's able to win the weight class, but he is able to go out to Hershey and do some damage, that's for sure, and be able to get himself on the podium. He is completely capable of doing that. There is a Bainey trying to hook up a standing cradle. Hurd trying to fight that off as Bainey is heavy in on the left leg, kind of standing behind Hurd. Hurd trying to grab a hold of the head of Bainey. If Bainey's able to clear that head out and get out, there's a 2-point takedown, and he takes Hurd down to the mat. 11-0 their score. 3 seconds to go, period number 3. So Bainey of Huntington is going to win this by a score of 11-0. It's 11-0 major, and it's going to push your team score to 19-3 in favor of Huntington. As we move to 160 pounds, Huntington sends out to accept the forfeit. It looks like senior John Wagner is going to come out and take the forfeit and have the night off. They have the night off. And there's John Wagner on senior night, taking the forfeit tonight, taking the night off, and that will move the team score out. Should be out to 25-13 in favor of the Bearcats. As we will move to 170 pounds, and Braden Node of Huntington. And Node in on a quick takedown of Carl Munt. So 25-13 your team score. Munt up with a quick escape and another takedown attempt by Node, and he's got Munt in all kinds of issues here because he's able to convert another takedown. Munt quickly able to roll through, and Node trying to roll Munt over onto his back, and he does have him on his back, and there's the fall in 37 seconds. So Braden Node with a fall in 37 seconds, and then that will push the team score out to 31-13 in favor of Huntington as we move on to 182 pounds. We're going to have Drew Simpson of Huntington out at 182 pounds. And he's going to face Alan Kane of Pennsdale. So what was a tight score at 15-13 has now jumped out. Huntington has now jumped out to a 31-13 commanding lead of this dual meet. Kind of as expected is once you start to get to the upper weights, Huntington really starts to have a decided advantage over a lot of people. So we got senior Drew Simpson versus Alan Kane, group number 1, 1 minute 30 seconds left. 1 minute 31 seconds left to go here at 182 pounds. Simpson, a senior. Double leg shot attempt, and Kane able to come around the backside and break Simpson down for 2 points. So nice counter move by Kane there, as he's able to jump out to a 2-0 score here in period number 1. He's trying to get through, flipped over on his back, trying to run a wizard here on Drew Simpson. Kane's really looking for it hard, and trying to run the half Nelson on Simpson, and is unable to do so as Simpson's now able to get belly down here on the center of the mat. 50 seconds left to go. Period number 1. Kane out to a 2-0 score over senior Drew Simpson of Huntington. Tonight's Bearcat broadcast is brought to you by PennsWoods.net. If you're looking to buy, sell, or trade anything, check out the free ads at penswoods.net. It's Pennsylvania's largest site for classified ads, and best of all, it's free. So when it comes to buying, selling, or trading, check out your number one source online, penswoods.net. Simpson able to get quickly to his feet here and get the escape, so it's a 2-1 score, and now with a double-leg takedown attempt by Kane, he's able to convert, and he's going to run this score out to 4-1 in period number 1. 10 seconds left to go. Simpson belly down here in the center of the mat, now up to his knees. 3 seconds to go, and looks like Kane is going to be able to ride to a 4-1 score going into period number 2. Kane will choose neutral to begin the period. And we'll get started. Both wrestlers doing some hand ties here, center of the mat. Kane, the taller of the two wrestlers, and I'll bet that Simpson is giving up a solid 4, maybe 5 inches on Kane, as Kane is clearly taller to the short and stocky Simpson out here at 182 pounds. 182 is not Drew's natural weight. He's probably lighter than that, but he is definitely out here trying to fill a void as Huntington's superstar Jacob Oliver has to sit out tonight due to a shoulder injury. Really unsure at this time period as to when he will be back in the lineup, as Oliver suffered that injury in the semifinals of the Escape the Rock as he was taking on Cade Noisy of Northampton. He was able to win that match 9-0 and able to get that one out, but 38 seconds into his finals match against Austin Bell from Bell Vernon, the number 1 ranked kid in the state at AAA. That shoulder started bothering Oliver again, and he was unable to continue. So Huntington shifting the weights around tonight, shifting some individuals around tonight to try to do this. But if Oliver's unable to come back, that definitely is going to hurt the Bearcats' goal meet chances moving forward. The Simpsons in on a single-leg takedown, and the referee will award 2. As coaches are getting a little bit fired up here. Simpson definitely thought he had 2. He was able to get on the ankle of Kane, get him broken down, but the referee said, no, we're not going to give that today. And Kane still with a 4-1 score, both wrestlers neutral here in period number 2. So again, we're all hoping for speedy recovery out of Jake Oliver, and hoping he's able to come back for the postseason for the Bearcats and make another run at PIAA Gold. He was the PIAA runner-up last year at 152 pounds at AA. 7 seconds to go. Period number 2 about to end here. 4-1 your score in favor of Adam Kane of Penzile. Period number 2 at 182 pounds. clout left to come as senior Logan Fisher will wrestle one of the next two weights, either 195 or 220. Logan last year, nearly a Southwest Regional qualifier. So he made a nice run through District 6, but unable to get through into the Southwest region. He will definitely have a great shot at doing that this year. Logan looks ripcord and ready to go. There's a escape attempt by Simpson. Kane able to break him back down. Middle of that. 10 seconds left to go. Still a 6-1 lead for Alan Kane of Penns Valley. And that's going to end it. Alan Kane of Penns Valley with a 6-1 score. To 16 your score. Penns Valley over Huntington. We will move out to 195 pounds, and it looks like Landon Fisher of Huntington versus Corey Remy of Penns Valley. 31-16 now your team score. And Fisher tied up with Remy here in the center of the mat. Fisher's been bouncing around many weights. He's wrestled as high as up to 220 this year and is now down to 195, but he floats anywhere in between. Exactly wherever Huntington needs him is where he's plugged in, so he's not really had a true weight class, but able to bounce around and do what he needs to do. 31-16 your score. Again, in favor of Huntington over Penns Valley. 0-0 still your bout score here at 195 pounds. Both wrestlers just sort of tied up. Nobody really with a significant shot attempt yet at this point in time. Wrestlers on the far side of the mat again, just kind of grabbing elbows and no real threat of anybody trying to do anything here in period number 1. Tonight's Bearcat broadcast on the Air Network is courtesy of the Huntington Drop-In Center at 512 Washington Street in downtown Huntington, where we provide a wide range of social, educational, and recreational activities to the local mental health population. We also operate the county Fresh Express food distribution every month. The next Fresh Express food distribution is happening Wednesday, January 27th at 512 Washington Street, beginning at noon. Thank you for your continued support. And then at the tail end, Logan Fisher able to get a 2-point takedown and race out to a 2-0 score here at the end of period number 1. Remy will choose down to begin period number 2 at 195 pounds. Then trying to work up top on Remy and throw in legs. Arm bar him over here. Again, these Bearcat wrestlers are very aggressive on top and constantly working. They're constantly looking for ways to be able to score points. They're not just content just sitting up there and riding it out. They're constantly looking to see what they can do, to see what type of move they can hit to get those near fall points. And that's a tribute to the coaching staff and how they've developed these kids and how they have them working to try to see what they can do. As Landon Fisher still working on top. Trying to hook up the cradle, Remy having none of it. Remy's able to face out here, and then Fisher able to break him down. Fisher, a sophomore. First year of varsity action. His brother Logan Fisher, a senior, will be up next at 220 pounds. Fisher trying to get the left arm of Remy behind his back, and the referee's going to call that potentially dangerous. Sending wrestlers back to the center of the mat. We've got 40 seconds to go here in period number 2. Remy quickly up and trying to base out. And just kind of riding high on Remy, now able to break him down. Remy bellied out here as Fisher's going to work on that left arm of Remy. 20 seconds left to go, period number 2. Fisher doing a good job of making sure that Remy's not able to get out. Good job of breaking him down and return to the mat. At under 10 seconds now to go, period number 2, and Remy really not able to. Fisher's just done an outstanding job of making sure that Remy was not able to get out, and he's going to go into period number 3 with a 2-0 bounce score. Fisher will take bottom. Remy is in control on top. And if Remy wants to do something, he has to look to try to hit a tilt or a cradle or something to get some sort of offense going. As Landon Fisher has controlled the match, both on his feet and then controlled that whole entire second period. Fisher tried to duck Remy's arm underneath his head, but almost got himself into trouble, but Fisher able to fight out of that, now bellied out here in the middle of the mat. So Remy unable to convert on what looked like a mistake by Fisher. We've got 1 minute and 20 seconds left to go. Fisher's able to try to sit out of this, and we will have none of it return to the mat, but really this isn't doing Remy any good, as it's still a 2-0 score for Fisher. So if Remy wants to stay here in this position, he can, but it's not going to help him. We're under a minute here now in period number 3. And Remy really not doing anything to be able to try to turn Fisher. He should just cut him loose and try to go for a takedown, but he's not going to. He's going to have to try to do something as Fisher now is bellied out. And this referee has not been calling any type of stalling, so I don't think either wrestler is worried about that. Fisher's just able to stay content and just lay there and not do anything because he doesn't have to. Remy kind of really making a big mistake here. He should cut him loose, and he is not. So we're under 10 seconds left to go here, period number 3. And Fisher now up to his knees and elbows just kind of holding there. Remy unable to do anything. So, again, not really quite sure what Remy was thinking. And now Remy gets himself into trouble here. A reversal by Fisher. And Fisher's going to win this 4-0. He's able to convert a reversal very late there. As Remy at least tried something. But it was too little too late. And Landon Fisher is going to win this one 4-0 over Corey Remy. And again, not really sure what the philosophy was there as to why Remy didn't cut him loose and go for the takedown, but that's exactly what he should have did, but did not. So Landon Fisher's going to get a hard-fought 4-0 victory at 195 pounds. And we're going to move out to the 220-pound weight class, where it's going to be Landon Fisher of Huntington versus Jared Bressler of Penns Valley. Fisher is senior here on senior night, and he is wrestling up a weight class as 195 pounds is his normal weight class, and there's an attempted chin wizard step through for Fisher, and unable to convert as he's trying to go upper body with Bressler. And now Fisher in on a quick single leg takedown. Nice ankle kick there by Fisher, and 2 points as now he will go to work on top of Jared Bressler here in period number 1. Again, team score 34-16 in favor of Huntington. Now Fisher going to work on the left leg of Bressler and trying to hook up this Plato as he has it, and back points are being counted on Bressler. And he's going to get 2 back points out of that as Fisher now trying to hook up that Plato once again, and he's got it, but and there he's got him hooked up with the fall. Great move as he's able to hit pressure with a standing Plato at the 1 minute mark, so that's a foul in 1 minute for Logan Fisher of Huntington, and that's going to move your bounce score out to 40-16 in favor of Huntington as we move to the heavyweights here. So the adult meet is over, obviously, with 40-16. So Huntington will officially run their record to 11-1 on the year. Penns Valley will drop down to 5-10. Huntington's next match will be Thursday night at Altoona. As we have Brady Shope versus Logan Johnson here at heavyweight. This is not the last match of the evening, as we started at 113 pounds, so the last match will actually be a pair of 106-pounders, Hunter Roan versus Baylor Shunk. The dual meet already decided, as the maximum amount of points that can be scored by Penn Valley is now 12, and will obviously not get them to 40. So Brady Shope versus Logan Johnson of Penn Valley. 0-0 your score. Both questions tied up here, center of the mat. Under 1 minute to go here in period number 1. Shope, a member of the Bearcat football team this past year. Offensive and defensive lineman for the Bearcats. Again, with the heavyweights, you never quite know what you're going to get. You can get a very quick pin from a standing roll through, or you can have a bounce score that just kind of ends in 1-0, 2-0 scores with neither of them really doing a whole heck of a lot. At high school level, you just never really quite know from match to match what you're going to get out of the heavies here. 0-0 your score, period number 1, under 20 seconds to go. Head slap by Johnson on Shope. Grabs the back of the head of Shope. Shope now grabs the back of the head of Johnson. Now underhooks in for Shope as both of them try to go upper body. Shope trying to give Johnson a throw here, but able to do so. We're going to have number 1 at 0-0. Tonight's Bearcat broadcast on the Air Network is brought to you by Images Print Shop in downtown Huntington for a variety of print services, including brochures, newsletters, business cards, and business forms. Let Images Print Shop provide you with quality print services or web hosting. Call Images Print Shop at 643-1796. Weekdays from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Images Print Shop, your hometown print shop in downtown Huntington. Johnson takes down to begin period number 2. And Shope able to quickly get him bellied out. And Shope goes to work on top. And again, now he's trying to hook up the crate of his own. Shope up to his feet and able to get the escape. And potential reversal here is we're going to have a reversal for Johnson. And Shope trying to break Johnson's hold now as he's able to get to his feet. Johnson still in control. And on the left leg of Shope, we have a 2-point reversal for Johnson, so he can move out to a 2-0 lead. And we're going to have a stalemate call. The reason we're taking the wrestlers to the center of the mat, but Logan Johnson, by way of a reversal here, after a 2-0 score at heavyweight. Shope up to his feet, trying to get to his base, and there is a headlock, and Shope is taken to his back and getting uniform points counted against him. And Johnson really put the squeeze in on Shope, and there's your call for Johnson of Penns Valley at 3 minutes and 7 seconds. So it's call for Johnson of Penns Valley at 3 minutes and 7 seconds at heavyweight. And we will move to the last bout of the evening, and that will be at 106 pounds. Hunter Roan versus Baylor Shunk. Those two are heavy adders, 106 pounders. They're flying all over the place. Roan in all kinds of trouble. Shunk is in on a double leg takedown and trying to get Roan in all kinds of trouble. Shunk, a very active 106 pounder. On the tight waist of Roan, breaking it down. Now quickly has the trophy goes back at a 2 count, so the referee's going to hold 2 near ball points here. He's really trying to work over here, both wrestlers back to the center of the mat. Trying to be able to arm the bar up. Roan trying to fight to his knees to try to get out. Not able to get to his knees, but Roan hold on. Very good tight waist on Roan and breaking him down. There's Shunk now trying to get Roan trying to go on his back, and there's his fall at 53 seconds for Baylor Shunk of Penns Valley. That will be the last match of the evening as Huntington will defeat Penns Valley tonight 40-28. That will conclude tonight's match from Huntington Area High School. The Bearcats will run their team record to 11-1 in the year. Penns Valley will drop to 5-10. Again, as we stated earlier, Huntington will return to action next Thursday at Altoona. So hopefully Huntington should be able to run their dual meet match out to 12-1 at that point in time. Again, your final score here from Huntington, the Bearcats 40 and Penns Valley 28. Back to Greg at the studio.
Hey, thank you, Chad States. Hey, great match. Chad, any surprises this evening that you didn't foresee, perhaps?
I would say the biggest surprise for me came the first foul of the night as Jacob Wagner was made the decision by Darren Urick 11-0.
Right.
Again, Wagner controlling almost 2/3 of that match, but getting called with that penalty point kind of changed his philosophy a little bit, and he went for some moves and was unable to convert. Urick was able to catch him, so that was probably the biggest surprise I had of the night. Huntington again bumping around their weights, trying to make up for some of the wrestlers being absent tonight. Isaac Benson obviously not able to go at 126 pounds, and 170-pounder Jake Oliver not able to make it as well. So, again, Wagner 113 being the biggest one, as I did not expect him to get major. But again, as we've seen out of Coach Mike's team, a total team effort. When the chips are down, somebody's going to move up a weight to try to do something that they don't normally do. And again, now they're going to race out to an 11-1 gold meet record here on senior night.
And I got to be a little shocked there when it was 15-13. I thought we were close, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was. But again, the strength of Huntington's upper weights kind of shine through.
Right.
That's usually, that's the bread and butter of Huntington. Once you start to get from 132 really on up through that lineup, Huntington starts to get real tough in a hurry.
Okay. Hey, Chad, thanks again, man. Good job on the match tonight between Huntington and Penns Valley again. The Bearcats triumphant over Penns Valley 40-28. Chad, next time out for you will be Clearfield and Huntington. Again, that's coming up, February 4th?
February 4th.
All right. Chad States, thanks for joining us, Chad. Thanks again, man.
You got it.
Have a great evening. Chad States, by the way, live from Huntington High School, doing our match of the week, if you will, as Huntington Bearcats are triumphant over Penns Valley 40-28. And, of course, don't forget Monday Night Sports Talk coming up again Monday night from 7 to 8 p.m. with yours truly, Greg Banks, in the studio. Dave Shannon live from Altoona and Chad States from Huntington. So we hope that you'll join us here on the AirNetwork.net. Thanks for joining us, folks. Have a great night.